Thank you for your patience. We are reconvening back in session. The board did take action in closed session and accepted the administration's request to release a public employee on probation, classified employee number 158292, and the vote was 4 with 1 abstention. Next, we have public comments. At this time, members of the public may address the board on topics that are under the jurisdiction of the board. For public comments on items not on the agenda, the board may not discuss or take action during this meeting. Comments from the public shall be limited to 3 minutes on any topic. The board may limit the total time for public input on any topic to 20 minutes unless it chooses to waive the item limit for a particular item. And before we get into the actual public comments, I'd like to welcome Araceli. At 5:15, she was given her oath. She did her oath of office and is now one of our board members. Welcome, Araceli.
She gave her life.
Oh! I do have cards up here of public that would like to speak. I was going through them trying to get them in order so that we can have the limit to 20 minutes on the topic. It's a little bit difficult sometimes because sometimes it doesn't have a topic, so I just take a guess, and sometimes the topic is written and the person speaks about something else, so I will do my best to keep them in order. I do want to remind you that you have 3 minutes, and the little light at the podium will turn red when your turn is up, and it may beep. Is it the beep looking? Okay, it'll beep at the 3 minutes. Okay, the first one that I have here is Jennifer, no last name, just Jennifer.
Good evening, board, and welcome, Araceli. I am here with my fellow parents, community members, and citizens of Gonzales, and we are eager to continue to work together in a positive manner to build our district. We are here to also ask for follow-up for several items that we've asked in the previous meeting, such as teacher termination, substitute issues, various issues that I know that will be discussed this evening that are on the agenda, but there are several items that we've asked before that are not on the agenda, and we'd like to make sure that those are followed up as well. Thank you.
Jennifer, what was your last name?
Uribe, U-R-I-B.
Okay, this one has 2 names, and it's regarding fundraising, Vanessa Robinson and Diana Dietrich.
She didn't reset it, I don't think.
Hi, good evening. We are here tonight to ask for the board's approval to conduct a fundraiser similar to the one Dan and I did last year to fund 3rd grade Stanford trip. However, I'm not sure if you guys are aware, but Diana Camarena, our secretary at Fairview, has fallen ill with cancer. And it's spreading, and it's pretty aggressive. She has students at all 3 sites. Her daughter is in my 3rd grade class. I had her son 2 years ago. He's in 5th grade. She has another son at Fairview and then another son at the high school too. So across the district, this not only impacts us as staff members, she's become a really close friend of mine, but also the students. So, Dan, I think you can explain more how we got the approval last year for that and what we did for it.
Yeah, so last year we submitted a fundraising proposal and the board approved it. And so basically, the title of our fundraising event was a raffle prize fundraiser. So we had 3 prizes: first place, second place, and third place. First prize won, I believe, $300 as a gift card. And second place won $200, and then third place $100. And so the students sold those tickets. They basically sell the tickets for $5. And so this fundraiser would be for community members who would like to participate and also staff members who would like to participate in the sales of the raffle tickets. That's basically what it looks like, and we were able to raise about over $2,000 last year, which was really, really good to fund the Stanford field trip.
We have it here just running for a month, May 1st to May 30th. Not sure how much we would collect. We did put a goal of 5,000, so we would cap it at that if we reached that. We would work with, I believe now it would be Celeste at La Gloria in turning in deposits at our site. And Vanessa Rico, she couldn't be here tonight, but she would be the contact person for Fairview to turn in money received as well. She's a 5th grade teacher there. Lupe Kinnear handled all of our funds last year and like gave us a check in the end to pay for our transportation. So yeah, we're open to feedback from you guys on how we can get this approved, how you think this can work more efficiently, some of your ideas.
The application, have you submitted it?
No, not yet.
This is the first time?
Yes.
Okay, and you say you want to do this from May 1st to May 30th?
Yes,
And you did this fundraise, the same fundraise?
same exactly last year, yeah.
Did you do it at the same time of year?
Yes,
Well, if you could give the application to Sophia and.
Sure. yeah.
It's not anything that we can vote on right now.
Okay.
It wasn't on the agenda. The next item, the next person. Regarding the order from office, Araceli Gonzales.
Good evening, board. My name is Maricela. I am a parent of 4 children in the district. I have been very involved in their education by helping and volunteering at their school when needed. I try and attend every event possible to stay active in my children's school activities. But recently, since February, in fact, I have had horrible experiences when attempting to come and observe my daughter in her class. My understanding is I am to sign in and get a visitor pass. My child's teacher has an open door policy for which I can walk in with no advance notice that I can come to visit. I understand each school site admin might have different rules, but when the office personnel questions our reasons for visiting strongly and aggressively is where I find it to be unnecessary and offensive. As a parent, I should be allowed to visit my child's class any day for whatever reason, as long as their teacher is okay with it. I feel that I don't owe the office an explanation for my visit. I am not new to the site, and the office staff is very familiar with me. I finally felt the anger and frustration many parents felt when coming to school and not feeling welcome in their own child's school. Office staff should not have the power to turn away any parents. I feel it's specifically more present now that I have started a stronger involvement in advocating for our children and community. Parents should be greeted with smiles and should not feel intimidated by any office staff. I did meet with Mrs. Lee and Ms. Catiz, so therefore I do hope they address the concerns I share with them and make the necessary training for all staff. However, I felt it necessary to let you know of what is going on in the site and how this is not helping with the community's trust in the school district. Thank you.
Did you also fill out one for teacher shortage?
I have.
I have it right. Would you like to come up again? Or do you want to
I'll
wait?
wait.
Okay. Sandra Dominguez? This is your teacher.
Good evening, everyone. name is Sandra Dominguez, and I have a child in the district. I'm requesting for the district to provide the community with their plan for hiring full-time teachers and their plan to promote longevity from our current staff. We enjoyed the PowerPoint on the salary for substitutes. However, realistically speaking, the best option for me as a parent, and I speak for many parents in the community, is to have long-term teachers who want to be here full-time. I browsed several neighborhood district websites, and I noticed how many have a range of signing bonuses starting from $4,000 to $11,000. Some have a signing bonus, and they have a stipend for relocation. Soledad has a $10,000 signing bonus for special education position. These websites also address the population the teachers would be serving and provided insight into the population. Serving and insight into an enticing work environment. I noticed Gonzales High School has 3 pages of vacancies listed under competitive salaries and benefits, with no signing bonuses or incentives to come be part of our community. Like most parents in our community, we are concerned with our children's education and all the vacancies. And the vacancies that we heard will continue after this school year. What is your plan for retaining and having qualified teachers, for example, like Ms. Garcia, Ms. Robinson, Mr. Gutierrez, and for them to remain employed in our district? Additionally, I would like for the board and the district to consider having parents become part of the hiring process for the teachers and to have recruitment to be on a local level versus going out and looking for teachers elsewhere. And I hope to hear from you guys in regards to our concerns and our requests. Thank you.
Good evening, board members, and welcome, Araceli. I'm here to ask if we could reconsider the decision of the non-rehire of 3 teachers, Vanessa Robinson, Matthew Gutierrez, and Monse Garcia. And I would like to explain why. I decided to do a little bit further research on these teachers as a Gonzales parent and community member. I feel that these 3 teachers are more than a fit for the district. Ms. Garcia is a takee to second grade with a master's in special education, mild to moderate, is fully credentialed. She's been with the district for a little bit over 2 years, is bilingual. Talking to parents, parents have expressed feeling safe coming to her and feel that they have support with her, and children feel safe under her. Also, parents have shared where children have learned to have better boundaries with the actual, with themselves and other people, and they are excited to come to school. One parent expressed that her child has learned to control aggression and has learned to communicate his or her needs. I feel this qualifies Ms. Garcia as more than a fit for the district. She is an asset to our special needs students. If education in children is our priority, consistency for our special needs students should be sacred. For Dr. Gutierrez, I know I did my little research as well. He's English and he teaches English. He's a leadership classes and also the lead department teacher. Dr. Gutierrez has also taken task of overseeing yearbook projects. Dr. Gutierrez is also showing his students how to be empathetic and is working with students to help with Meals on Wheels and food banks. He's not just teaching these kids academically, but he's also a positive, active member in our community and teaching our children to be the same. Ms. Robinson, she's the most, I've known the most teacher that is the most motivated, taught my son who's very shy to actually be aggressive in the sense of wanting to go to the university. I've never heard a third grader ever talking about going to university. So now he's requesting to visit many universities here in California, which it's going to be pretty hard for me to take him to all over California, but that's what he wants because she has actually inspired him in that way. She is very responsible and replying back to parents. She's called me after working hours when I have a concern or question, emails me. I really urge and push, if it's possible, that this be brought to the board to take these into consideration. I really appreciate it. And then can I just say something real quick? I want to thank Ms. Rosalie for getting back to my email. I know it was the last minute. I really appreciate that. And Ms. Wendy, I hope you have time to respond to my email, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Yvonne, you ready?
Hello, my name is Yvonne Uribe, and I'm here to support Mr. Velasquez for you to keep him in mind, to bring him back as a Fairview principal. Mr. Velasquez, Jesus Velasquez, has experience as an administrator because he was the vice principal for 9 years. Let's see. But was brought down as a fourth grade teacher by Ms. Moldora without any explanation. He's bilingual, and that's what parents need and want. He knows the community, the kids love him, the parents love him. Most important, we want transparency. And that's Mr. Velasquez's middle name, transparency. So, that's all. Thank you.
This one is not me. Sorry. Maricela, are you ready? Thank you.
Good evening again, sorry. I'm here to address my concern as a teacher shortage. We have been dealing with for several years, but yet have teachers who want to stay but are being let go. I have 2 high school students who didn't have a math teacher for the first semester of their school year. This upcoming year, most of our math department will be gone. Will these positions be filled by the beginning of the next school year? Probably not. While my other daughter, who is at Fairview, is on her 3rd PE substitute teacher just this semester. Nonetheless, she had a different principal for every year she's attended Fairview. It's frustrating for our kids to stay focused when they keep having different teachers constantly and all teaching differently. Our children deserve teacher consistency to have a better education, and seems that no one cares or is listening to the students' needs. Our kids deserve high-quality educators who focus on the students' learning. It's time for administration to refocus their attention on one of the state's most important assets, teachers. We, the parents and teachers, have all been addressing all these concerns for the past several months, and I think it's time that you, the board members, discuss the issue again and reconsider to rehire the teachers who want to stay and who the community is fighting to keep. Therefore, I ask again to please reconsider the teachers you have selected not to rehire a second opportunity and reconsider to rehire Ms. Garcia, Ms. Robinson, and Dr. Gutierrez, among others, are a set example of what Gonzales Unified School District needs. Also, any decision that was made under the leadership of former Superintendent Elizabeth Medina should be reconsidered. Therefore, these teachers should be reevaluated. Please, it's not too late. Reconsider.
Claudia Villamizar.
Buenas noches a todos, bienvenida Araceli. Lo quiero decir en español y luego lo voy a decir en inglés. Quiero compartir mi preocupación por el número de maestros y staff classified que está planeando irse a final de año del distrito. Mi pregunta es, ¿qué puede hacer el distrito, los administradores y el school board para darles soporte y no dejar que esos trabajadores se vayan? Están los administradores del distrito planeando un cambio en la cultura para que los maestros y el staff se sientan con soporte y apoyo y no se vayan. Me gustaría pedirles que implementen un plan para motivar a los maestros y trabajadores a que se queden acá en Gonzales y no se vayan. Estoy muy preocupada de que nuestros estudiantes no van a tener suficientes maestros el año entrante y el soporte que necesitan de la gente que está directamente involucrados con ellos. Y vuelvo a pedir lo mismo, estamos pidiendo que por favor piensen en el proceso de hacer rehire a los teachers o si están abriendo las posiciones vuelvan a ser entrevistados ya que son personas que conocen a nuestros estudiantes. I would like to share my concerns about the numbers of teachers and staff that are planning to leave our school district at the end of this year. What is the district and this school board doing to support teachers for retention? Are district administrators planning on changing the culture so that the teachers and staff actually get the support they needed? I am requesting that the school board and the district administrators create a plan to motivate teachers and staff to remain here at the Gonzales Unified School District. I am very concerned that our students will not have the teachers and support they need if we lose more people that work directly with our students. Thank you so much, please.
Peter Gray.
Good evening and welcome to Ms. Flores and board members. My name is Peter Gray and I'm an English teacher at Fairview Middle School. I'm here to speak on behalf of Matthew Gutierrez. Last year I had the privilege of being Matthew's instructional coach for the VITSA program, and this year I co-lead the English department at Fairview with Dr. Gutierrez. I have observed his classes, planned with him, worked on curriculum, assessments, every aspect of the English department's functions at the middle school. Now, I've been in the business a long time. This is my 30th year in education. I was 20 years in the classroom and 10 years in administration, both as principal and assistant principal. And I tried to count. I observed and evaluated, I counted 129 teachers in my career. And I've seen it all. I've seen the good, the bad, and the in-between. And when I consider the idea of non-reelecting Matthew Gutierrez, my eyes roll back in my head. Because it is something that would not happen on my watch as an admin. And I am somebody who holds people's feet to the fire, and I would not keep a teacher. The bottom line is, would I put my own child in that person's class? And as an admin, if you hesitate or you think, oh, then the answer is no. And I would put my child in Matthew's class without hesitation for just a second. I would totally do that. And I am asking you respectfully to reconsider the decision to non-reelect Dr. Gutierrez. And I want you to really, really consider the ramifications for our students and for the future of Fairview Middle School. Thank you very much.
Edwin Roque.
Good afternoon. I always come with the intention of not speaking, and then somebody tells me something that I just think is just insane, so I have to bring it up. And you know, I came up here before to talk about the teachers reconsidering that. Now I'm here to talk about something that's a little bigger and that affects the community and the school a lot more. So it came to my attention that some, I don't want to say any names, but some individuals don't know whether California Educational Code or district policy weighs more. Now, in case there's some misconception, district code, district policies are tailored to meet California Educational Code. So for someone to argue that deciding whether California Educational Code versus district code is like asking what came first, the chicken or the egg, that is to me just something that I would never expect. Something out of this world. And now I'm bringing it up to you because it sounds so funny. It sounds like something that, why would somebody say that? And some things that have been brought up have been against California Educational Code. So as a board, you guys have more than enough ability to act on those things, to rectify, to follow California Educational Code, to tailor our district's guidelines, our district rules, to follow what California Ed Code establishes. That's something that you guys are able to do. So in case there's any misconception for anyone, California Educational Code outweighs any district policies. We don't make district policy, they don't make educational code tailored to districts. They make districts' policies tailored to educational code. Thank you guys for your time. I hope that solves a lot of issues.
I'm just here to follow up on procedures for the rebuttal that I submitted, requesting a new evaluation because I still have not heard anything back. Diving deeper into my GTA negotiated contract, the language is a little ambiguous. I've tried meeting with my GTA staff to go over it. However, one clause states that the rebuttal should be submitted within 10 working days, and it will be attached to your evaluation. Another clause states that an unsatisfactory evaluation given of needs improvement or unsatisfactory, a written request can receive a new evaluation. So in my rebuttal that I believe I gave you ladies copies of a while back, and I can give you another one of, I did request a new evaluation. However, the new performance tool that is used at our sites no longer include needs improvement or unsatisfactory. So again, I'm still grappling because the language in the contract no longer matches our evaluation tool. So I'm at the point where I don't understand what the contract is telling me I'm covered under by submitting my rebuttal, because the markings it's saying that it covers do not match the markings on my evaluation. Now it is exceeds, meets, partially meets, or below. Before it was exceeds, meets, needs improvements, or unsatisfactory. So I'm not sure if you all can help on a decision on that. I would appreciate a follow-up of it. You all also have the power to reconsider and motion for reevaluation. I know you reconsidered in the past with a 4-member board. Maybe this time it can be more successful, or go beyond taking no action with a full board. But yeah, so just seeking follow-up for that. Thank you.
Gonzales?
Hi, my name is Gonzales, and 3 minutes I don't think is enough, but all the things that I have to say. But the first one is regarding to the teachers that you guys let it go for no reason. Under my concern and my understanding, it's for no reason. But the second thing is, we have good personal this district, but you guys are looking for something different. I don't know why. We have really good, like Mr. Gutierrez, Dr. Gutierrez is an amazing person. I mean, I don't know him a lot, but as much as I hear, you want how many parents here standing in front of you guys telling you that we want this personal here. The other thing is, without principal at Fairview, it's really messed up everything. How are we gonna be like that? Like, we have a lot of persons interested, but in special Jesus Velasquez. He's I think all of us know how he is. He's an amazing person. He's the label that we need, the label personal. He has good ideas, and he's open to listen, good and bad. He listens when we have something to suggest. He's open always to follow directions for parents, but everyone needs that. So he's, as one of my friends said, transparent. He's really good, and if you want signatures of all parents that want him for principal, we can do that. How many signs do you need in order to put him as a principal? That's it.
Claudia, yes, ma'am.
Right now I'm here to support Mr. Velasquez. I'm going to encourage you to apply if you don't do it. I have the great experience to work with him. I worked with him for about maybe 3 years. He was one of the best bosses that I have in my life. He supported the staff. He helped us when we was in trouble. He helped us to work with the kids. He helped me to inspire me with the kids to get better kids and help them to grow up. Like a vice principal, he was really open to the public. Always he find the time to get parents involved and to receive the parents. Yeah, he has appointments. I remember that he said, no, I can give you 3 minutes because I'm really interested in listening. What is your concern? What I can do? How you can help the kid? I'm going to be truthful for you. This is your kid, this is trouble in the school, but you have to do this one like a parent. He was really honest, really transparency, and he's one of my best bosses that I have here. I recommend him so much, and I'm going to be really happy because I can get my kid in Fairview. And he's a person that we can trust, and I remember when he was there, we don't have all the issues that was going here right now at Fairview for years. For the last 3 years, I can say, that the Fairview became really, really bad. And I think it's going to be a good point that we can start recovering, like maybe the Fairview. He knows the school, he knows how to work the system, he knows how to work with the personnel, he knows how to do the security. Is going to work more for our kids. That is one of the fragile parts right now in all the country. He has really ideas and he has already experience there. Then in case if he applies, please, I recommend you to help him as soon as you can because we need somebody right now. Thank you so much and thank you.
Excuse me, I filled out a card, maybe it was the one without a name that you wasn't in.
Very well. Who's going to go first?
Hello, my name is Monse, and I am here to share with you that I know that someone said that I have been working here 2+ years in the district. This is my 2nd year, and I haven't cleared 100% my credential today. I actually went to a colloquium, and I just want to share with you my certificate. Submit one more assignment, and honestly, I'm here to tell you I'm torn. I'm torn because I love this community and I want to stay here, and I've been fighting and I've been coming to every board meeting, but I'm torn. I'm tired. I am at the point where I'm pretty sure I'm going to start calling back principal because I've been pushing it. All the places I've been applying to, I'm hopeful that you guys will reconsider a situation. I'm at the point where I don't want to quit because I have all these parents here and my students are the ones keeping me here and I keep fighting, but I just don't think that you guys are listening, and I'm not at the point where I'm really, really just torn because I want to keep fighting and I want to be hopeful that you guys are going to change your minds, but honestly, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is going to be my last meeting here, and it's so sad. It breaks my heart because I'm originally from Orange County, and I came out here because my roommate from college told me that Gonzales was an amazing place, and I wanted to check it out, and I loved it. I fell in love with it. I'm in love with this place, and it's so hard to say bye. But honestly, I'm just
kind of at the point where I'm like, well, if nothing changes, then I'm gonna have to pack my bags and find a place where I will be appreciated. And my ideas will count. And you know, I know it saddens me because I don't think I shared this with the parents, and I haven't shared this with anybody. But Edwin and I are almost ready to pack our stuff and move to a place where we will be appreciated and our skills are going to count for somebody. So thank you for your time.
Good evening. My name is America Estrada. I am here to talk to you guys about how Dr. Gutierrez is a great teacher. I had Dr. Gutierrez last year for language arts. He encouraged learning to not only me but my fellow classmates. One of the many things Dr. Gutierrez taught us was how to write a proper essay using the MLA format, how to quote, and how to analyze. This really gave me a heads up into my first year of high school and it gave me an advantage in my class. All students have a different learning ability, meaning some students are auditory, visual, and tactile. Dr. Gutierrez made it easy for students to learn equally because he made us read out loud, he would present graphs and timelines, and we would create posters. Overall, I think Dr. Gutierrez is an amazing teacher, and I hope other students have the ability to learn from him as well. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Can you take back the question of the microphone? Can I start again, please? I really need it for 3 minutes. I really do. Oh my gosh. So, good evening, board and community members. My purpose here today is to attest to Vanessa Robinson's excellence in teaching at Gonzales Unified School District and to provide reasons as to why Vanessa is an invaluable asset that GUSD cannot afford to lose. I am a product of Gonzales schools. I have been a bulldog, a warrior, and a Spartan, and I was fortunate enough to become a Cardinal at Stanford University. This is now my 10th year teaching at La Gloria, and after working with Vanessa for the past 5 years, I look forward to the days when I can send my 2 boys to Ms. Robinson's class, where I know without a doubt that they will receive a high-quality education. Vanessa demonstrates the prowess and mastery of a veteran educator. She is highly organized, consistently incorporates innovative teaching practices, adapts new technology into her lessons, and develops strong rapport with all of her students and parents. Vanessa uses state-adopted curriculum, and like any experienced teacher, she is able to quickly supplement with additional resources to fully address the content standards. Her resourcefulness is also evident when she researches and provides relevant materials to her English learners of all levels. Vanessa goes above and beyond the classroom to ensure student motivation and participation. Last year, she played a pivotal role in organizing our 3rd grade field trip to Stanford University. This year, Vanessa is taking on a more extensive role as sole planner and organizer of the same field trip. Equally impressive is that Vanessa was able to secure college funds from the district, and this means that students will not need to fundraise for our field trip this year. Not only is Vanessa a role model teacher, but she also shares her skills with others. This past year, Vanessa led a professional development training session at GUSD's first Educational Technology Conference, where colleagues at all technology levels were able to learn how to use Google Drive efficiently and effectively. In a time when high-quality teachers are hard to find, It would be a shame to let Vanessa go from our district. Vanessa possesses a trait that is absolutely vital in a teaching profession, a calling to be a teacher. You cannot teach someone how to be passionate about kids. That is a calling. You cannot teach someone how to love making an impact on others. That is a calling. And you cannot teach someone how to fight to be in a district that is attempting to remove you without true justification. That is a calling. As a board, it is your calling to listen to the voices of the community. Answer that call. Vanessa answered it a long time ago. Please consider students' learning in your decision to keep Vanessa employed. Our students deserve high-quality teaching from teachers like Vanessa. Finally, it should be mentioned that any decision made under the former superintendent should be questioned. Ms. Franscioni, Ms. Sanchez, and Ms. Almanzar, I implore you to put an agenda item on your next closed session, a motion to reconsider reevaluating and or rehiring Vanessa Robinson for the 2018-19 school year.
Hopefully this will be the last two because we have to continue with the rest of the agenda. Carlos?
Hello. Okay, so I have a concern on the time we give our teachers in Fairview Middle School. One day I got in trouble. My teacher asked me what's happening. I used to be a good kid, and then I told him, it's your class, it's boring, why can't you plan something? And then he told me, well, Fairview only gives me from the morning to 3:14. You can't even give him at least 1 hour. He has to drive like 1 hour to school. Can't at least give him 1 hour or two to plan a lesson? Can't you? Just 1 hour, that's all he needs. That's why his classes are boring. That's why many kids are failing their class. Because you don't give him enough time to plan his lesson. He needs more time to plan lessons. That's how more kids and students pass science. Thank you.
Hello. Just like Edwin, I never come prepared that I'm going to speak, but here I am. There's three things that I want to go ahead and address. First of all, is last board meeting I asked regarding the funding for the sports that was allocated to Fairview. As of where was that spent, where was that money spent? So I'm wondering if you guys have any results from your guys' research as of where's that money that was allocated to the sports for Fairview. Two things is, where is the ALICE training going? I know that none of my teachers have been trained. It's something that it's really concerning to me, since I do have a student in almost every school site, starting from preschool. Third is that, I don't know what else you guys want to hear from the community. You guys have already heard that outbreak. Yes, Medina is out, but that's just the beginning. There's still a lot of restoring that we have to do in this district. There's a lot of restoring that we have to do with the parents, towards the board. And the community, the parents, the teachers are fighting for these three teachers that want to stay. Obviously, they could go ahead and pick up and go to wherever they want to go ahead and apply, teach. But they really want to stay here. What else do we want? Do we want teachers that come in and are miserable because they don't want to teach our kids because, you know, they're dragging? We're going to start with the school year without no students. Without no teachers, at least full-time teachers. I want a teacher that's going to come to school every day and enjoys coming to school and enjoys teaching my daughters with a smile. So, with that said, like I said, I want to go ahead and thank you guys for removing one obstacle, but there's still a lot more that we have to do, and that is starting with rehiring the teachers, or reconsidering to rehire the teachers that we do have. Not only that, but my sister had her son in Palma because of Medina. As soon as she heard that she was out, she went ahead and removed him from Palma, and next year he'll be attending high school. So that has a lot to say. She's
She'd rather have him back in the school district to try for him to mingle with his classmates, for him to mingle with his peers, just because one obstacle was removed. She still has fear because of the teacher situation and how hard we're fighting to retain these teachers. So I just hope that you guys do reconsider hiring the teachers that are fighting to be here. They want to be here. What else do we want? They want to teach our students. They want to teach my daughters. So, like I said, I can't emphasize that enough. Anymore. We just had a teacher, that she's at her breaking point because she wants to be here. It's like, what else don't we comprehend here? What else can? And I'm not disrespecting anyone, and I'm not telling you that you guys don't, but it's like, why do we want outside teachers that, one, don't know our community? They don't look like my daughter. Two, they're not going to understand the needs as the teachers know me personally.
Okay, we are now on item L, board member comments. So I will start with Cindy.
Yeah, so I guess our main highlight is that we're actually doing recruitment for the youth council earlier so that everybody's set by the time the next school year starts. So tomorrow we'll be at Fairview Middle School doing recruitment with 7th and 6th and 7th grade students and potentially 8th grade students. I know they're taking their pictures. And we're also doing recruitment at the high school. So if you know of anybody who's interested or you would like applications to give to someone, just let us know. We have applications and flyers with us.
And as for me, yesterday Jessica Valdez, our 12th grade representative, she organized some students from the council and some students outside of the council to get their CPR training and their first aid certification. And so she's going to be organizing more Sundays to so students can get that. So if you know of anyone that wants to get certified in those aspects, just let us know as well.
Oh, they don't have to be students.
Yeah, exactly. And that is all for us.
Hi. It's my first day, so I don't have much to report other than thank you to the board for unanimously putting me here, and I just hope that I can be here in a very just, fair way. It's not easy being up here. It feels kind of weird, but I just want to thank everybody for trusting me with this position. So thank you guys.
On Thursday, April 19th, I decided to make some school visits because I know state testing started up at Gloria, and based on my previous experience, I know it's a very tense time normally. So although in the visit, I was able to discover something I was surprised to find, that the staff room situation has changed up at Gloria, and I hope we can look at that, rectifying that. And what I mean by that is that one classroom is designated as a staff room before, and the staff had to give up that room and assign it as a classroom. And I think it really pays to have a place where the entire staff can sit together and have lunch together and discuss issues that are concerns of theirs. Instead, I know they have a multiple scheduled lunch, but when they do meet, now they're confined to a little area that was built probably for a staff of 15. And I think the staff is 40 plus, I'm not sure. So I'd like the district to maybe possibly revisit that and see what we can do to help with Gloria out. I then went over to FMS and talked to the administration there and to get up to speed and some of the concerns were. And from there, I went over to the high school and sat with the administration and asked some questions about what was going on. So my purpose was to see and visit the schools and also to talk to the site administrators. And I also want to thank everyone who has emailed me or called me or texted me about different issues that you have. The only way we can do our job is if you continue to communicate with us. So thank you for your communication, and please continue to do that.
Welcome. Thank you, very happy, and I'm also very proud of our students. I've seen them everywhere. I mean, they're always either meeting or planning or attending events, going to visit universities, so you're making us very proud. Thank you all that you're investing in our community. I also attended I was invited to attend a meeting the parents were having. So I just went in as a guest, and I didn't know what to expect, but I was very impressed by the parents and all the questions they had, and all the information they're gathering just to come informed with different type of information. So thank you, parents, for that informal invitation, because I went there as a community member and then ended up meeting different people that I see here, but then approaching in a different environment. So it was a very good meeting, and I'm very happy with seeing our community continue to advocate for the needs of the students. I would also like to work with the district staff to prepare a presentation. Parents have been asking about a meeting or a presentation on how to understand the board, public comments. I think they're learning little by little of the processes, but that meeting has to take place, the training. So I'm going to volunteer myself to work with someone from the district if someone is available, because the parents are asking, and I believe that the experiences that we have as board members will help us with that. There's Angelica from the county who also she lives down the street from my house, and she's a presenter countywide who would definitely come in and present to our parents. I actually talked to her, so she would be a very good asset to have at one of our presentations if we decide to organize that. So I know is it you Candace? Maybe you and I can connect and connect you to Angelica and see how we can make it work, because the parents are.
I've reached out to an asset, and they actually declined and said that in fall they would be able to have like a formal thing again. But if it's something informal and something that the board, if the board would like to do that, I had relayed that message to Ms. Molina when she was here, and I don't know if she shared that out with the group, but I can forward the message and then we can work together. I know there's lots of folks that are interested in.
Only because the community continues to ask, and there's a need, and there's something that we could easily put in place.
I really don't have much except to thank our administrative staff for stepping up to the plate in this kind of tumultuous time and helping us get through it. And I personally really appreciate it, and I think probably the rest of the board does.
At this time, we often have recognition of students and staff, and at this time I would like to recognize some students that have done an excellent job, not only for the school but for the community. And the board members have gotten together and decided that we would like to give these two students a special gift. These two students go over and above what they do. Not only do they have homework and a life at home, but they have a life in this community, and they are a part of us, a part of you, and we sincerely appreciate and are very proud of Cindy and Fabiola. We would like to present them each with their own personal iPad. And just as information, I know sometimes questions come up. This is not money coming out of the budget. It's coming out of our. when we come to a board meeting, we get paid for being on the board, but we don't ever take any of that money. It goes into a fund, and then we give that money back to the students through scholarships or through requests that come here. And so this is one of the items that we're giving back.
Wow.
So we will continue now with communications, Gonzales High School Student Representative Report.
Well, there isn't one, but I guess proms is Saturday, so just FYI.
M2, Gonzales Teachers Association, GTA.
There we go.
Good evening. As Ms. Almanzar has previously mentioned, right now we're in the middle of high-stakes testing, district-wide. We've been on block schedules for a couple weeks, and we're still not in the clear out of it. But these high-stakes testing, they're affected. Right? How are they affected by high teacher turnover? Right? I mean, these tests, these high-stakes testing, they also impact the future placement of students, not only in high school but even in college. How is our high teacher turnover affecting them? The HR website lists 15 teachers so far. All right, several more have not been listed yet. And just again, even looking at the number of teachers that are leaving from sites and departments, our sped department is taking the biggest hit. 6 teachers total between LaGloria and FMS. I do see that one was appointed tonight. Is that true for a probationary sped teacher or resource?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So it's 5 openings, right? 5 openings that we have. Again, how are we supporting our students with that? Now, there are things that we can do, right, and things that we can't do. Right, but one of the things that we can do and that we need to do, right, is resend the pink slip for Dr. Gutierrez, resend the pink slip for Ms. Robinson, and resend the pink slip for Ms. Garcia. We need to do it for our students.
M3, California School Employees Association, CSU.
Hello, ladies. Want to get a green light? Anyway, it's nice to see you again, and CSCA welcomes the newest board member. We hope we work well with you also, as we have in the past with our fellow board members. Right now, I don't really have that much to say to you guys because we are waiting to talk with Mary with some items with Valerie and stuff, so I can't really comment on stuff like that until that's been discussed and all that, okay? I would like to, though, let you know that tomorrow is School Bus Driver Day. I don't know if you guys knew that, but it's not a national holiday. It's not a national day, it's a state day. Where in California, all districts are honoring their school bus drivers. I work for Gonzales, as you know, also, and they take their school bus drivers to dinners, where we can have camaraderie and food and everything like this. I'm not saying we do the same thing, but it would be nice to be. It would be nice to be honored in some way to let us know that you do appreciate us because, as you all know, we're not just school bus drivers. We're custodians, we're maintenance, we're landscapers, and our jobs not only just depends on whether or not we do a good job as we run the school, but keeping our license. If we lose our license, we lose our job. So we're kind of like in a double-edged sword there. So we would just let you know that being a school bus driver is not the easiest thing. And Streamer knows because he was once a school bus driver. And he knows it's a stretch and we're under every 5 years to pass that test. And it's multiple tests. So anyway, just to let you know, and so the next time I come in here, though, I probably will have some dirt and stuff like that. Anyway, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Did you hear me? Thank you.
Thank you. To provide the board with information on the Gonzales Unified School District incentives offered for new teachers.
Incentives. All right. Okay, you want to?
Thank you. And 5, to receive board suggestions for the Monterey County School Board Association survey training opportunities for 2018-19 school year. Does the board have any recommendations?
You're on board for that group, right?
Yes.
Do they routinely do a new board member training? Because I think it'd be, okay, do they do it, I know it's kind of an odd time of the year.
Well, it's every other year, we have a couple groups.
Oh, right, oh, it's part of the consortium, oh, okay,
Right,
okay.
right. So, as far as the new training topics, first I have like safety. What is out there now? I know we have the Alice training,
right,
but what other safety issues can we possibly investigate to keep our students and staff safe? So I would like to submit that as an idea, if everyone is in agreement.
Yes. Safety is a hot topic right now. Anything new that the group can share with you?
I think it would be beneficial if MCOE kind of put it in their normal course as training on school finances.
Yes, apparently we were approved recently to have the Masters in Governance at MCOE, and I believe that will be a topic.
That's usually that's one of the sections.
Yeah. So I plan on attending that. I don't know if Araceli, more information will be forthcoming, but just to give you a heads up, there's a program that was normally in, just the San Jose or Sacramento.
Yeah, it was at Monterey before because I took it at Monterey.
Right, but then they moved it, and now we were able to convince the county to bring it back to Salinas.
And it's a series of, is it 6 or 8 courses, full day, pretty much courses, and it's called Masters in Governance, and there are things like appropriate governance, school finance, curriculum, I can't remember all the modules, but.
And I don't know if this can be a topic, but can there be a topic for new income school board members that address the role of a member within the community, like holding district superintendent accountable on how?
2017-18-19, observing May 6th through the 12th, 2018 as teachers read.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Do we have discussion?
Yes.
I'm definitely obviously in favor of this, but I would also, even though it's connected to Teachers Week, I would also like to keep in mind that the CSEA representative said that maybe we also need to recognize or do something similar at Luigi's or something for the bus drivers. Well, we have our board count, and Alisal is doing it, so, hey, it's
They're like going to Denny's.
yeah, I don't want our bus drivers to have it out that way. Yeah.
At this time, I would like to read the resolution regarding Teachers Week. Whereas the Day of the Teacher originated in Mexico, it was brought to the United States by the Association of Mexican American Educators, Incorporated. And whereas they were responsible for getting legislation passed which designates that the day is always observed on the second Wednesday of each May. And whereas teachers have affected the lives of everyone. Teachers are the front line troops helping all segments of society to fulfill their dreams. Teachers are the ones who will instill a sense of pride in students and reinforce the ethical and moral values needed for a great nation. Teachers are searchers for ways to encourage the unmotivated and to challenge all other students at all levels. Teachers are the altruists, constantly reaching out and trying to help because that is their greatest fulfillment. Now therefore it be it resolved that Gonzales Unified School District hereby proclaims, honors, and supports the week of May 6th through the 12th, 2018 as Teachers Week. Passed and adopted on the 23rd day of April 2018 at the meeting of the Board of Trustees by the following vote. So,
May I make a comment?
just a second. so we can do the vote here. So all the ayes, any nays? The ayes have it.
I think you're supposed to allow public comment before you vote.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not gonna affect your vote, that's fine. I just had a follow-up comment for what Ms. Almanzar said. She wants to consider, the bus drivers, because Al's doing it. And that's great, that's really, really great, because they are an integral part of our team. But if we're following that chain of thought, that mentality of trying to compare ourselves to other districts, we're doing it for bus drivers, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, that's excellent, but where's that mentality when it comes to teachers? This is Teachers Week, right? And we're talking about that's a great idea. The bus drivers really deserve it. I know a lot of them personally at Fairview and when we go to field trips, but if we're in that mentality, oh, let's do it because another district's doing it, we're not in that same place with teachers though. Why don't we say, oh, this district's giving $10,000 signing bonus, maybe that's something we can do. Oh, they're doing this for retention, maybe that's something we can do. So if we have these thoughts already, why don't we apply them district-wide? That's all I'm saying. Thank you.
Yes, and to second what Edwin said, Soledad had to let go of some teachers and they reinstated it, so it is possible for you guys to reinstate the teachers. I'm going through the consideration of resignation and approval of personnel. Do you guys do criminal backgrounds on these people?
Oh, yes.
And so they're able to get hired with a misdemeanor? Because I know one personally that's in here. So you can have a misdemeanor and still be employed at the school.
Depends on the infraction.
Case by case.
Only an infraction?
It depends on the infraction that they committed in order to be convicted of.
You mean the crime that it was?
Crime.
Yeah.
Infractions.
Okay.
Okay.
So then I need to discuss that further.
Becky, I think you addressed that issue in the
Yes.
previous presentation.
Yes.
Mr. Cuevas?
I'll say the comments that you used to describe the resolution that we're passing right now, it's describing our three teachers that are here fighting for the job.
Yes.
The exact thing about that.
I have a question. What else we have to do to bring these teachers back? Do you have right now somebody hired with a doctor's degree? Do you have somebody hired with the knowledge that this teacher have over here? Do you have somebody hired with this qualifications? So what else we have to do? I hope so you bring the answer for the next coming meeting.
The next item on the agenda is resolution number 2017-18-20, observing May 20th through the 26th, 2018 as classified school employee week. And I would like to read that resolution now. Whereas the legislature of the state of California has declared that the third full week of each May shall be classified school employee week, a time to recognize the many contributions of classified school employees to public education, and whereas classified school employees have served the state of California and its children for many generations and have played important roles in the furtherance of the goals of public education, and whereas classified school employees deserve rightful recognition and public celebration for their caring, their deeds, and the incalculable contributions they have made to California's public education system. Now therefore be it resolved that Gonzales Unified School District hereby recognizes and honors classified school employees and proclaims May 20th through the 26th, 2018 as an opportunity to acknowledge the achievements and contributions of classified school employees in our system of public education.
Very well.
Second. There's a motion and a second. Is there any comments?
Just have one comment. On a good note, I just want to say, as a sub, I can honestly tell you I would not be as successful as I have been in many of the classes that I've subbed in if it wasn't for classified staff. They're just a great group, at least at Fairview. I haven't really dabbled a lot with the ones at the high school or the elementary school, but this is like, to me, this is awesome. This is what they need, because I wouldn't be as successful as I was without them in the classroom. So thank you guys for approving this.
All those in favor?
So I just want to speak for the guys that work at the high school, because I know they bust their you-know-whats. I mean, all the time. They're the first ones here, the last ones to leave. I never hear them complaining about a thing. They just put their head down and they go to work. And that's a lot of the reason that this school is still in one piece. Because we really haven't really done much to help it along, but those guys have been keeping this school physically together. Again, shorthanded, all the other things that teachers go through, they go through the same thing. But we just don't often enough acknowledge that and acknowledge what they do. Because it's not an easy job that they do and we take it for granted, and we shouldn't do that.
Custodians, I was just wondering, do you guys provide uniforms for these custodians? Because where I work at, bus drivers and custodians have a uniform with their name tag and then their district logo on the side. I see that these Gonzales custodians and bus drivers do actually work hard, and I think that they're entitled to at least one outfit of attire with their logo and their name. I mean, you just never know. If your kid's going into this bus, what makes you think that it might not just be someone that jumped into that bus without being notified that this is a custodian and a bus driver? So is there any money that's being allocated to these custodians in regards to uniform? Maybe, like boots with cribs? I mean, I just want to know if there's any money so we can go ahead and give these custodians and bus drivers what they need.
Actually, in the contract, they have uniform.
I believe that our contracts should have a tire.
Hello, everybody. At one time, we did have uniforms. And then about maybe 3 years ago, like through the budget restraints, they were pulled. And, but everybody, we all had uniforms at one time. And our former supervisor, the reason for the uniforms that we could be recognized if somebody needed something. We're not wearing just regular, t-shirts and Levi's and everything. We kind of stood out if somebody was in need of something. But due to the money shortages, that contract was cut with American Pride. That was a company we had then.
So maybe we should have a work money or something.
And we had 5, they would give us 7 uniforms for the week. Shirt. And then we turn them in, they'd wash them, and bring us a new set. So, yeah, I think it'd be great to get good uniforms again because
certainly we support the idea of having uniforms for custodians. I know that, it is a costly thing, and so we'll have to look at all of the options and maybe
and even if the district provides uniforms and we wash them.
Would that be put on the next agenda for the next meeting?
If she can research, she can talk.
Notice that we have uniforms, there was concern about uniform cleaning because of so many different products they come in contact with. The one custodian in particular had a black streak on it because of some oil that he had, and it becomes an issue of how do we keep them looking pristine. So that's why they were professionally cleaned. So I think if
maybe we can go with like a charcoal color, charcoal color shirt. That way the stains won't be noticeable.
So if we give it to Mary to investigate. Right.
It is something that we'll look into, because I myself have experience of washing a custodial uniform for 37 years. So we'll have to look into it. Okay, the next item on, did we vote on this?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The next item on the agenda is beyond the 100-mile limit travel request for the Gonzales High School and Fairview Middle School concert band students to travel to Diablo Valley College in Pleasant Hill, California on April 21 to perform during the music festival.
And the board was aware of this
as well.
Trip prior to this meeting. I move approval.
Is there a second?
Second. I'm giving you an opportunity.
Second, dame chance.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. The next item is 05, overnight beyond the 100-mile limit travel request for the Gonzales High School and Fairview Middle migrant students to travel to Visalia, California on May 4th through the 6th, 2018 to compete at the State Migrant Speech and Debate.
Move approval. Motion to approve. For second?
Second.
Okay, second.
Okay, there's a
I'll slow down next time. I'll
second. Is
let you
there
make
any
the motion.
discussion or comments? No discussion or comments? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
This is all information.
Did these items already pass? Like the one that was approved before said they went on April 21st? So they've already gone?
Yeah.
Just post approval?
Yeah.
They notified,
Reimbursement?
At the last meeting that was already passed, and we approved the trip so that the students were, part of that experience, and with the condition that they would bring it back.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that. Thank you.
Okay, the next, 06, overnight beyond the 100-mile limit travel request for the Gonzales High School seniors to participate in the Europe trip to UC Santa Barbara, CSU Northridge, and Warner Brothers Studios on April 3rd and 4th, 2018.
Motion.
Second. There's a motion and a second. Are there any comments or questions? Board, any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it.
And this is having 3, I guess, retroactive approvals. It shows the importance of getting the instructors involved in getting the request to us on time, so we don't have the confusion of having to do a retroactive approval.
Yes. Next one is 07, overnight beyond the 100-mile limit travel request for the Gonzales High wrestling team to travel to Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo, California on June 24th through the 27th, 2018 to attend the wrestling summer camp.
And they got it to us on time.
Motion to
approve.
Second. There's a motion and a second. Are there any questions or comments? Yes?
Last year I was working in the high school, and I know this team worked really, really hard to get money for that students. And I hope so this year you can help them with the expenses for the hotels and food. Something is really hard for the students because wherever they go in fundraiser, sometimes it's hard for them. But you can get like some extra for them, like whatever they need it, because they work really, really hard. That team is awesome. And you can help them with that.
No other comments? Okay, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. 08, agreement between Maria C. Villegas, contractor, and Gonzales Unified School District for an arts class for the migrant education students grades K through 4.
Move approval.
Second. There's a motion and a second. Are there any questions or comments? Yes.
Quick question. It says on there that the student participation in this class will be voluntary and request parent permission. Is there a certain limit that you guys have to reach or the class doesn't happen? Or is it as long as like 5 people sign up, the class is to go with the contractor? Because I'm guessing they're going to charge the same amount whether they have 1 or 30. So is there some type of like limit, like saying, well, if only 5 students are interested, maybe there's something else that we could propose? Or if there's 30 people interested, maybe you split it into 2 classes? Is that something that was discussed with the contractor, or is there any information you can share on that?
I'm looking for it.
We'll look at the contract.
Yeah, so it's offered to all of the migrant students at the elementary school set, and so with parent consent, and that's how they enroll their child in the class. And currently, they have more than 15 students.
They have more than 15, did you say?
Yes.
They're in the class, because the classes already have.
But all migrant students in those grades are eligible to this. Okay, is that, are there any other comments or questions?
Quick question, so when exactly does this happen? Is it throughout the school year or summertime?
No, it started this
Oh, it's already
semester. So the first part, they did the folklorico with the elementary schools, and now they're doing the arts, and now the folklorico is happening at with the older kids.
We have a All those in favor?
Aye.
The ayes have it. Nobody opposed, right? 09, memorandum of understanding between the Parent Institute for Quality Education, also known as PIQUE, and Gonzales High School for parent training services for 2017-18 school year.
Move approval.
Motion?
Second.
Second. Are there any questions?
I really like this
Program?
and I encourage parents to sign up. It is a series of, I think it's 10 modules. Is it still 10?
It's the 10, but I know that currently right now I spoke with a person, there's 55 parents in the
Good.
program.
Yeah, it is, it's very good. It's a very well-organized training, and it would answer a lot of the questions about the educational system and how it works.
So there is a motion and a second. There are no further questions or comments. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, 010, agreement between Solution Tree Incorporated and Gonzales Unified School District for professional development services in August 2018.
Move approval.
There is a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second. Thomas, you can ask it.
Oh, yeah. So, who will this be offered to, and what LCAP goal is it meeting, if it's meeting? Because I read LCAP on the agreement.
So one of the things I did, this was 2 months ago, I think, or a month ago, I sent out a survey to teachers regarding what kind of professional development they felt they needed, because I didn't want it to be a top-down thing. I wanted to hear from teachers what they felt, and based on what our students' needs are. The things that they identified as the top 2 things were differentiated instruction and rigor. That's 2 of the top things that they thought, and it kind of aligned with what we thought. We contacted Solution Tree, which is a nationally renowned professional development service. They have conferences that we've attended. Dr. Cruz, who was with us last year, comes from Solution Tree, and the lady by the name of Martha Kaufeld, who lives in Santa Cruz. She's an expert in not only brand research, but also in differentiated instruction and rigor. And so one of the goals we have is for our students to have a high-quality education. And so this will allow also, and it's all students, so this will allow our teachers to gain skills, to be able to address all our students' needs in their classroom with good first instruction.
Is there any other questions or comments?
Is this a single session or is it a series?
What it's going to be, Joe, the first day is going to be a full day, kind of like Dr. Cruz, and then the second day we went like 2 hours to each site. Because what I've asked her to do and what we were talking about was, I wanted the teachers to come out of that second day with a product, something that they could walk out of that second day and use in their classrooms. I also talked to her about the possibility of ongoing coaching throughout the year, to come back, kind of touch base with those teachers, touch base with the sites, and provide ongoing support. I hesitate on that because I want to see how those first 2 days go and how she does. But if it goes well and you guys feel like this is valuable, then we're looking to contract with her throughout the year so she comes back and does ongoing support.
So if it's not something that works, we will not recontract.
Correct. This is just for the first 2 days. It's like, let's see how this goes. Let's see how our teachers feel about what they come out of this training.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, now we're going to business services. P1, request to go out to bid for the district-wide painting project.
Yes, it's been close to 5 years since we did a full opinion in the schools, and that's a way to protect the exterior walls and also keep the schools looking sharp. And at this point, all the schools need, during August and Sonia and preschool, they need to be touched up again. And at this point, I expect to be probably close to $350,000 per school, but not until we get the actual bids, then we can make a determination whether we can afford it or not.
Thank you. Any questions? Any comments? Yes?
Are each individual site gonna have input as far as the colors that are gonna be put in? I mean, is it gonna be something like what we have currently, or are we gonna have something more oriented towards our actual school colors?
It's actually, we're looking at what we currently have, because what we really want to focus on to bring a pop of color is the actual logo. Some of our logos, you can't really see them, so that's where we get the opportunity to bring the pop of color in, but we're going back to like the neutral color that we currently have.
And it was also the trim, right?
Right.
We're looking at maybe changing the trims up, but keeping the base colors where they're more neutral. So instead of this mauve, it might be a
Well,
orange.
at this point, it matches the,
Solar.
we had brought it to the board of, I don't know when it was, back when solar, and the solar poles or they're like the poles holding the structure. The trim would match the poles.
You mean the pillars, right?
Pillars, thank you.
Those words.
So that's what it would match.
Will this also include replacing some of the pillars that are rotted out?
Yes, yes, yes.
And then also the foundation for the Spanish portables over here on the side as well. They also have some rot around the side as well. That'll be
The
part of
skirting
it.
is well.
Yes.
Skirting?
Skirting.
How much you say is going to be maybe each school?
Well, I checked with the other schools that are about the size of our district, and they said roughly it's about 350,000 on that per school, on that price range. But each job is unique, and it depends. Also has a lot to do. Depends of how competent the contractors are going to be interested on the job. If there are going to be 10 contractors that are interested on the job, of course the price is going to drop. But if we only get 3 contractors and they actually can talk after, because they'll know who are going to be competing at each other, prices can go up. So at this point, this is a preliminary, and then we can make a determination how much is going to be for the project.
Again, this just allows us to go out to bid,
Right.
so we can actually get
Yes.
some prices.
Yes.
And the bid prices are going to be highly contingent upon the reference that's required.
Yes, and then it also is going to be separated for site. Each site is going to be its own project. Maybe at this time, the district can only afford La Gloria, maybe and then next year, see if we can afford the high school or vice versa. It depends.
No.
Would this include interior and exterior, or just exterior?
Both, both. But on some portables, they don't do exterior because they have the tax, but we're planning to do interior also on the buildings. Yes.
And they are going to do it in summer?
Yes.
And they can finish all the schools in summer?
That's what we're going to, that's a target.
Okay, board members, do you have any questions?
Move approval.
Starting a motion on the floor. Your second? 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 All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Yes. Okay, number P2, approval of Fairview Middle School fundraising proposal for 3 fifth grade classes. Is anybody reporting on that? I think it's pretty straightforward.
I'll move approval.
There's a motion on the floor.
Second or?
Second. Questions or comments? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, P3, replacement of lockers at the Gonzales High School Boys and Girls Gymnasium locker rooms. More approval.
Second.
There's a
I have a
motion.
question.
Yes.
When they're going to do the replacement,
During the summer, yes.
and how much is going to be the cost? Oh, yeah.
161. I'm pulling it up. The contract. So basically 165.
165,000? Yes. 165,000 for the replacement of the lockers. Are there any other questions or comments?
Yeah, I've been in there a long time, and it seems like a lot of money. Probably this could have been broken up, in different years, so it's not such a big chunk. I mean, it's a little late for that because they're all pretty much done. So that's something that probably needs to get done as soon as possible, because I know like on the boys' side, probably a third of them, they don't even work. So, I mean, there's nothing we can do about it now, but I would say like in the future, maybe plan some of this out. Let's say in 10 years, plan, hey, we need to put 10 grand into the lockers so we don't have to pay 160 grand all at once. So, just a suggestion.
Just, we do have, with the purchases starting 16, 17, we now have spreadsheets, and it has purchase date and then maintenance date or replace date. So everyone coming in will know when that needs to be.
So we have developed a schedule
Yes.
for maintenance/replacement.
Did I get a motion?
Yes.
Okay.
A motion and a second.
Yeah. All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Any opposed? Yes, have it. Okay, P4, resolution number 2017-18-21, adopting development fees on residential and commercial industrial development to fund reconstruction or reconstruction of school facilities, level 1 fee.
Move approval?
Second. There's a motion and a second. Are there any questions or comments? None? All those in favor?
Aye. Do you have a question?
So is this in addition to the money that's already allocated to the facilities?
This is a fee that for any new development within our district, the developer pays to the district, the city or the county, whatever municipality they're located in, collects the fee and remits it to the school district. It's haphazard, it's not anything we can count on that this month we're gonna get 10,000, next month we're gonna get 10,000. It's whenever there's a development within the district.
That's only a new construction, right?
Right. Remodels, it's if you add a certain number of square feet to your home, they charge it then, but it's new construction.
Okay, all those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Any opposed? Yes, have it. Okay, Q, governing board, Q1, revision to schedule a board meeting for 2018.
So, we, for Araceli, I don't know if you know, Ms. Funk could not attend on Tuesdays, so we shifted our schedule to Mondays, and since she resigned, and the city has their meetings on Mondays, and we've been running these young ladies ragged with that.
So what do you feel? Do you want to change it to Tuesdays, or do you want to keep it on Mondays?
Does it matter if there's school site councils on that day at La Gloria? Well, it's at 5. Can I have a question that maybe kind of ties into that? As a board member, maybe I should have asked that later, but are we still able to, no?
No, I was wondering, is it a dual?
Yeah, just as a parent. As a parent, can school board, keep on the school board, so go to school site councils?
You can attend.
Okay, just that question. But it's at 5.
Yeah, occasionally, to be honest with you, occasionally our board meetings start earlier, like today we start at 5:15, but if there's, usually it's a student discipline that causes us to have to meet earlier, but that's not the norm.
I'm flexible. I mean, this is important to me, so I'm flexible. If Tuesday works, if that's a necessary change to make, I'm flexible.
Well, I think the reason I asked that we put it on there is because it does conflict with the city council.
And the community requesting it.
I know. Yeah, that's true.
One and Tuesday also.
I would have a conflict on the 26th.
But you're not limited to Monday and Tuesday, right?
No.
So you're talking about right away, or is this for next year?
Right away.
The next meeting.
The next meeting. So
There's a calendar.
I get that, but what I would say is that we've already committed to Mondays for this year. You guys have already voted on it. I would say finish the school year at least on Mondays, and then if you want to change it in the summer or in the fall, awesome. I wouldn't have any objection to that. But at least at this point this year, because we're not the only ones here. I mean, there's a lot of us who come to the meetings all the time, but there's some that are not here that have already worked out their schedule or for whatever for Mondays. So just something to consider. I mean, I would say at least to the end of the year. It's not that many meetings, it's only a few. I would say finish the year like it was planned. Only the school year, yeah, not the calendar year, the school year.
Yeah.
And then in the fall or the summer, if you want to change it to Tuesdays, awesome. That would be something.
I know, at the previous board meeting, community members requested that we change it back.
Yes. They were very vocal.
I'm just suggesting, if you want to vote your conscience.
I'm just letting you know.
I get it, but I'm not voting.
The other benefit of moving it back to Tuesdays was that when we have questions regarding items on the agenda, and we have to submit them to the superintendent, which now the responsibilities are our assistant superintendents, it gives them an extra day to answer those questions. Like today, I'm sure they were running around trying to answer the questions that I submitted. So Ms. Medina used to have all of Monday to find her answers, and now these guys only have hours
Right.
to find the
So
answers.
much.
But when you move it to Tuesday, it gives them more opportunity to.
Pat's way smarter. You can do it faster.
Oh, Mary.
And
Mary, sorry, Mary.
I have a question regarding the moving the board meetings to a different day. Can it be flexible also for, like Ms. Flores said? I'm actually, want to be involved in all the schools because I have kids in all 3 schools. Can it be at a time after those meetings at SSCs or other meetings? Because if I want to be here, I can't be here because I'm going to be at the school site. So it kind of, are we accommodating the city or are we accommodating the parents here who come here? So we need to kind of be flexible on that.
Bobby has something.
And if it's because of the city, I mean, the city is first and third Mondays, and this is second and fourth Mondays.
Oh.
So it doesn't.
So it's only interfered a few.
Yeah, it only interferes when you have like special board meetings, which is it. It doesn't interfere at all.
We schedule it that way, but I think we knew we were gonna have conflict in a couple of Mondays.
Yeah.
because of
Yeah.
The holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been a few where we have to just like split.
Yeah.
And I just want to point out too that, this November is elections, so there could be potentially new people coming in. So if we finish off the year how it's set, at least there's some consistency, which is something that we teach. That's cool, right? Consistency is key. So if we keep it consistent this way, the people have already planned it out on the calendar. Come November, like Joe suggested, the new board member or whoever returns to the board is going to have that opportunity to sit together and talk, like, we're going to be here for the year, so let's come up with a date that hopefully doesn't conflict with a lot of other organizations. But for the sake of consistency and effectiveness for the parents that are here and try to be here, and like they said, if it doesn't always conflict with the city council meetings, I mean, it doesn't hurt to keep them consistent, at least for the end of the school year.
I don't really care what.
I agree. I agree. I think, I do believe that consistency is important, and I think it should probably stay. And then because I forgot about November, and so imagine us having to do a whole new shift because maybe 2 people who were voted in can't make it on Tuesday. So it'd make more sense to just keep it as is till the end of the school year, which is what, June? So I'm saying that would be our last.
Right.
That's in 2 months, so that's really to do such a dramatic shift that people would have to
2 meetings.
reschedule their stuff.
Keep going, there's more to the calendar.
Oh,
There's 4 more meetings.
but we don't have anything in
Oh, okay.
July, right?
The calendar, the way we have it, it goes from December
Yeah.
to December. So the dates, the way we have it, will go all the way to December, where we have the organizational meeting, and we set up the new schedule, which will, in turn, will be Tuesdays or whatever.
Perfect, that's what a new board comes in. So
Yeah.
That's true.
So, what does the board wish to do?
I'm okay staying
I
how
don't,
we are.
it doesn't make a difference.
You just want to vote?
Well, I don't think the reason
have
the
to.
community asked at the last meeting was only because of the city council, but maybe I'm remembering wrong, but they requested it, so we brought
Yeah,
it.
they did, yeah.
We were diligent, we put it on the agenda, so now the community that's here today is opposed to what was the community requested.
The community that was here last week.
You can explain that too, though. I mean, you could say, people that were here, You were here the other day and you wanted it to be changed to Tuesdays, you needed to speak up if you weren't here. How do we can't control that.
Is there a city council? Well, there's no city council meeting going on right now, and the person who requested it was because of the city council meeting. So if they're not here on the day that there's no city council,
Yeah.
it'll be one person.
It was more than one.
Motion on the floor to change the meeting. There is no motion, so it doesn't pass. Okay, next item on the agenda.
So it stays the same.
Oh.
Next item on the agenda is B2, revision of board bylaws 9110, terms of office.
And this is to prevent, since the legislation came out regarding office.
The even years
Right.
election.
Move approval.
Discussion.
Yes, I was asked by a few community members to propose that the board discuss implementing term limits to board members. So I don't know if we put that on as a discussion topic or we just generally discuss it now. The idea brought to me was that we have a 2-term limit with a maximum of 8 years and then a term off, and then the opportunity to come back on, as opposed to now there are no limits. Someone could be here 30 years.
I don't think this is a term position or whatever.
I don't
There
know.
are some that are by law
Right,
already set,
right.
and you're term out. Like, I believe it's assembly, where you can only do so many terms and you're out.
Yeah, the president.
Right, and then that's about it, but the other ones are open, so I'm not in favor of that. Not because I want to stay here forever, believe me, this is not for me.
No, I'm just following up on the community members' concern, and it wasn't just one person that asked me, so they wanted to know, and I think it'll come up again until we discuss it or see what the legalities are.
I don't know what the legalities of that are personally.
I want to go through the Miami County elections, they will go through us here. They either take the follow process, whoever applies against you.
Will get voted in.
Certainly, if somebody wants the process to change, they can get whatever necessary steps that they need to have. But going back
But
to,
are those necessary steps? I need to respond back to them.
I
Go to the election
really don't know. We have
They need to go to the election department and find out.
Check the Monterey County Office of Elections.
Yeah, I don't think I would.
All right, so going back to this item on the agenda, and this is to the revision of the board bylaws. We have a first and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Yes, have it. Okay, the next item, we don't have any closed session topics to discuss. And so we are adjourning to, let's see, no, advanced planning, future meetings. Anybody have anything for the future meeting?
Excuse me, could we request something to be in closed session for the next meeting?
Okay.
Could you vote again for our 3 teachers that are wanting to stay here? Could you please put that on the closed session item?
So be aware that the 29th is a Tuesday because of the holiday.
A topic request that I had brought up at 2 previous board meetings was the review of the coaching, the code of conducts that different coaches are providing. As a unified district, I would like to see all the code of conducts for every sport be uniform.
Oh.
And currently they're not. So I know, Becky, you just said.
I can work with Bo on that.
But it would also include whatever's happening at their.
Oh, and with,
Right.
Could we also include a coach's handbook with that, as far as what their rights are when certain things come up throughout the year?
Okay, any other items you'd like to put on the agenda?
I asked for a report for, on the status of how many students or who's on track to graduate, pretty much. And because we heard last time about numbers, but right now it's been
been a month.
It's been a month.
Yeah.
So I would like to know, because some of them were working and hoping to graduate.
And hopefully some of them have progressed enough to.
You want an update?
Yeah.
Just an update.
I think that will come more towards the end of May because students accept their universities or decide where they're going May 1st. So then,
No, but I want to know, from our students here, the seniors that we have, who's on track to graduate? Because right now it's going to be the window where we're going to get calls from
Right, they have to
parents.
start working really, really hard.
Yeah, and we want to make sure that if there's something they can do, that they take advantage of it and graduate.
Yeah, so basically an update.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Just an
Because we
update.
had a report about a month ago.
I think we have 10, 12.
Yeah.
I do have a
Excuse me?
I do have a comment. When I've been coming to the board meeting,
I was looking over there, sorry.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es María Flores y nada más les estoy haciendo una petición, si pueden poner en el siguiente agenda, el tema de los resultados de los placements que hicieron los del grado 8 para la admisión de high school y los resultados de matemáticas del grado 8 y de los freshmen. Gracias.
I do want to say that it's been 3 times that I come to the board meetings, and Sonia Jaramillo has been asking for the updates for this graduation, and it seems like you guys are not even answering to her question. So if you can go ahead and get those numbers to her, because it's always 3 times that she's asked for these graduation status. And this is for us that are parents. I would want to know ahead of time if my son's going to graduate, or if he's on the borderline of not graduating. That way I can go ahead and push him through it.
We worked with the information about a month ago. We used the information that we want an additional update.
Right, because it's something we, as the year winds down, that we need to monitor more
And
closely.
as I hear it, Sonia wants an update to that.
Right, exactly.
Because I remember 15 or so, like, that was about the number.
Yeah, there's something on the edge.
I just want to translate, maybe the translator knows, because I know Wendy from La Señora Flores. She was asking about placement information on test results for 8th grade students and math, and is it language arts or any placements there? Sorry. ¿Dónde está Señora Flores? ¿Ya se me fue? Señora Flores, dijo que los exámenes de matemáticas y qué otra cosa, de los de octavo.
Sí, los placements, los tests, los resultados.
Okay. I just wanted to translate it for Wendy.
Okay, the other statistics that we have not received were, and we have in the past, were the 8th grade graduation or promotion.
Right.
How many kids were on track to be promoted to the high school?
So we would like to report on that as well.
Question in the back.
One more question. Could I get a confirmation that you guys are going to have that on your May 14th closed session item as far as for a revote for our 3 teachers?
Yes, confirmation.
Yeah, it's something that you're going to be able, that you're going to put on your May 14th closed session?
I can't give you that confirmation right now.
Why not?
Why not?
Well, we haven't discussed it. We have to put it on the agenda to discuss. To discuss it, to put it on the agenda.
For the 29th?
Then the 14th you do it, and maybe if you say yes, we are going to discuss it. If you approve it, then it's going to be for the 29th, because we need to know how long we are going to bring the topic all the time. Like, then we have continue on to the 29th.
I think it's also just being fair to the teachers, just like Ms. Garcia was saying, she has principals in other schools calling, and she wants to stay here. And all of our teachers are highly qualified and effective teachers. Could we ask that this be an emergency topic on your next closed session?
I think that a community, I can speak for most of the parents that are here, we need to know fast what is going to be. And I know you have to do that kind of approve, that they have to be approved to do it. But right now we are in the 23 and we have to wait another 33 days to know an answer. I think like for kind of the parent aspect of the community that we start to find maybe in February, we will count the days and how many meetings we are here. I think it's a good idea that if you can do a special session or something, like it's something that the community asked and was many times, like we was mad, we was respectful that way, but sometimes we feel frustrated because we need an answer, and I know you can do it right now, but at least open a special session, and how you do it sometimes for, a special topic that they have to be, like a community, we need an answer the most fast that you can do on a special session. Maybe you can do a special session this week, to know if you can decide for the next week for another special session. But it's something that we are asking for months and days and days and days. And we are showing up in closed session, we are open. In open session, as soon as you have session at 7 in the morning, we are here to ask the same questions. And it's what we can feel frustrated, and we want answer, and I think it's so long. And it's kind of, they need to know if they have to find another job. Either we have the hope that you can help us with that, with all the questions that we have for you and all the pleas that we do it, and we wanted to stay. Then I think it's kind of whatever Almanzar said, because the community asked like to move the days or something. We want this answer as soon as you can, and if they can be next week, it's going to be perfect for us. We can open a special session this week because the community is asking that, and open another special meeting for next week, and maybe next week we can do it. But that's why when these topics like urgent topics, for something that is going on in the district or with the teacher or student or discipline, but for us a community, it's a really emergency topic that we want to know, like for the community. Then maybe I invite you, all of you, to vote to get a special session this week to discuss if you are going to have a special session next week, to let us know in the next week or something like that. But how many sessions we have to do it in order to know?
Do we have any recognition?
Okay, at this time,